Hey, what's up, folks? Silent X here, Confident Gamers, and we are checking out the fall orientation of this awesome organization that we met at Super Smash Con 18, the Game Jam.
Woo!
Glad to see you again, Mr. Josh.
What's up, man?
Pleasure. You gave a great presentation.
Thank you.
Synopsis,
Sure.
real quick.
I just wanted our parents to, know what we were trying to achieve over the course of the season. You sign your kid up for soccer or basketball, and you don't really need to prove anything. But because our industry is new and what we're doing is new, I felt it was really important for our parents to know what exactly we were doing and how we were teaching things and some of the things that we were teaching.
I have Ian, which is the social media manager. And Ian, it was a great presentation. Can you just introduce yourself? Tell me a little bit about what your role is when it comes to the Game Jam.
Sure, absolutely. So I'm the social media manager here at the Game Gym. I post for Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I engage with other members of the gaming community to essentially bring people in and get them excited about what we're doing here at the Game Gym.
Okay, and so we know that the Game Gym is basically an organization to really hone kids in with esports.
Yeah.
That's what I picked up on?
Absolutely. So the Game Gym focuses on esports training that already have developed programs in place, such as the Overwatch League and League of Legends.
Okay. So you have Overwatch, you have League of Legends. I think I heard Smash Brothers in there also.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do focus on Smash Brothers as well. There's a great local scene for Super Smash Brothers, as you know from Super Smash Con.
Yes.
So we focus on these different games because there are different things to learn about each of these games that will help you essentially with the others.
I have Harrison, and you are the community outreach manager?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, Harrison, please let us know a little bit more about the Game Gym and your role with the Game Gym.
So what I do with the Game Gym is mostly all I do is I reach out to schools and local programs and I say, hey, we're the Game Gym, this is what we do. We provide this area and this education for kids who are interested in esports. Please come here, and if you're really interested in our program, we can try and set up programs within your school, within your community, and we're looking to throw a little bit of money in that, really just give these young gamers with a passion of voice in the same way that someone who's into lacrosse or basketball has coaches and mentors.
Right.
And my job is to try and reach out to them and bring them in here and give them a space.
Okay. All right. So age group. What age groups are we talking about here?
Right now we work with 10 to 14 and we do that group, and later in the night we also do 14 to 18.
Okay.
Really, so we have those two age groups competing with kids their age, understanding the younger kids, they learn games generally, and 14 to 18 they tend to specialize in their games and they really learn the total ins and outs.
Hey guys, I'm Joe Bita. I'm the team manager and head coach of the Game Gym. I mainly coach Super Smash Brothers, Melee and Core, and League of Legends.
Okay. So as the coach, what is your main role? What do you do?
I kind of let the kids know what the curriculum is, what the game plan is, really trying to go into the day and be like, hey guys, today we're going to focus on learning all the characters, learning all the items, so just really trying to give them a game plan and really go into it.
Okay. So let's take Super Smash Brothers. I'm pretty sure it's all about just going and smashing buttons, right?
Not really. A lot of it is just really methodical, planned out combos, and like what I've been working with the kids today is like really learning how to talk about the game correctly. There's a notation that's accepted by the community that's like you want to make sure you use it so other people can help you get better. So if I go to a tournament and I'm playing this guy and he's kicking my butt and I'm like, man, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm trying to use my A move. There's not a million A moves, but there's a lot of A moves. You're like, oh, I'm using my forward air, you should use your back air more. Right. So if I understand what that means, other people can help me get better. So that's how I'm trying to teach the kids to like talk about the game. So if they have a question like, Joe, my B move's not working, like which B move? They're like, oh, my up B is not working. Okay. So now I can help you with that.
Oh, great. And so I know we touched on like how many kids do you guys have right now?
I think right now we have 8.
Any
yeah.
upcoming e-tournaments? Or tournaments?
We have the Flex Series that's going to be coming up that's going to be hosted here at the Game Gym in the next couple weeks. We're going to have the kids enter that for their first real experience. Some of the kids went to Smash Con, but they didn't enter because it's a little intimidating.
The first time we went there, we weren't expecting it. And I give props to those, I call they are athletes to be able to, it is crunch time, get on stage, totally black out, block out the distractions of the crowds because the crowds were
5,000
intense.
people. Yeah,
Intense, and
really
be able
intimidating.
to do what they got to do.
Absolutely. I entered 4 events at SmashCon. I did well in 3 of them. 2 of them. 2 of them I did well in. But hey, it's come a long way from playing in people's basements to selling out the Dallas Expo Center. So it's really fun to be a part of the esports community at this very moment.
So you mentioned something about Flex Fridays.
Yes, Flex Fridays.
Explain a little bit more what Flex Fridays are.
Right. Okay. So it's going to be like a bi-weekly tournament series that we're hosting here at the Game Gym. It's going to be aimed at kids 10 to 18. That's ideally what we're trying to do, and it's kind of giving the kids their first tournament experience.
Okay.
So going to like Xanadu or like I guess the National or Super Smash Con, like I had some people go there and like, oh, that was my first tournament to go to the National. Like that's a completely different story than what it is like entering like a 30-man local tournament. Because like 30-man local tournament, it's like you don't have to drive 5, 6 hours, 8 hours.
Right.
There's some people they drove all the way to Virginia from like Chicago or New
Whoa,
York.
I
or
didn't know
Maine
it was
or-
like that.
Yeah, there's some guys from Japan coming, so that's
Wow.
quite a little bit of a flight.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. But yeah, so we really want to have a local for the kids to go to that it's just really accessible and they can learn how to play in a tournament setting. So they can get that competitive, like, okay, it's crunch time, I gotta compete, I gotta perform at my best, but it's also not like, hey, there's a million other people here. Maybe it's gonna be overwhelming in a way. So it's like we're trying to keep it like a controlled kind of environment so they learn and grow, and then when they're ready, they move on to Xanadu and the Nationals. And maybe Evo. We're trying to hopefully raise an Evo champion here.
That would be
Very cool.
especially being somebody local going to that would be nice.
We got a few kids that are looking pretty good, so you guys better watch out on Ultimate.
I don't know. We'll see. The guys the kids that I played, they knew their stuff.
Yes.
They were calling plays and wow.
I was starting at
It's
a very
amazing.
age.
It's amazing.
When I was playing Smash, I was like 13, 14, and then I started traveling the country when I was like 15 and 16. So like, if you start around this age, like you really can really improve and start to make waves across the country and maybe even the world. You know, especially nowadays.
Well, call me. I'm Andy, Pokemon Panda, or just Panda for short as well. Most of my friends call me Andy as well. I am a content creator, a streamer for an organization that's called Broadcast GG as well. Outside of this place, I coach a lot of Overwatch. I play a lot of Overwatch. I love Overwatch. Overwatch itself, to me, was not only the introduction to what esports is as a home to all of us here at the Game Gym and to most of you at home as well, but it's also to the point where it gave me a sense of work as well. Like, a lot of people think that this isn't something that you can just do. Sometimes a lot of people correspond that's just pro players and stuff like that. Well,
Right.
I'm the one that gets to flap his gums into a microphone and actually get to talk about it as well. I love being on camera. I love talking about video games, and on top of playing them too, being a streamer on top of that as well. It's just very, very fun.
Oh, great. So here at the Game Gym, what's your role?
My role here at the Game Gym, I am a coach for the Overwatch 14 and under team. I do help out with the 14 and over as well. As much questions that Overwatch end up coming into the Game Gym itself, I end up talking to everybody else that's interested as well, including some of the other coaches around the area that are interested in learning more about Overwatch, just upping their game, right? Just helping them out, whether it's more hero specific or whether it's an overarching game mechanic that we want to talk about, or just a map specifically. We're just here to talk about Overwatch, here to teach as much as we possibly can.
Definitely. One of the key things that I picked out that I thought was almost like the perfect analogy of what the Game Gym is and what, when it comes to video games, because the parents do think every parent thinks this, that's not familiar with video games, you're just smashing buttons.
Yep.
But you mentioned the correlation between, playing a guitar.
Yeah.
Please
Yeah.
share that again.
Sure, okay. So I'm learning how to play Super Smash Brothers,
Right.
and I'm learning how to play the guitar at the same time. And I just found it so interesting because every time I would tell people that I was learning guitar, everybody would be like, wow, good for you for
Yep.
taking time out of your day.
Exactly.
And then I'd say, but I'm also learning Smash, and I would just notice the reaction.
Yeah, like,
And I just realized, at a very basic level, it's the same kind of thinking. You pluck a chord and it creates a sound. You hit a collection of, or you hit a string and it makes a sound. You hit a chord, creates a collection of sounds. You hit a key, creates a move.
Right.
You hit a collection of keys, it creates a super move. The thought process of my brain telling my fingers to do something
Right.
is the same exact thing. And so it's the same whether you're learning guitar, video game, you're learning how to type, but one of these things is deemed not worthwhile.
Right.
So I really, what I really want to do is make as many connections to gaming and things that people relate to as possible, so that we can find that common ground with gaming. I think it's a real shame that gaming has these negative stereotypes and people associate gaming with its most negative attribute.
Right.
That your kid is going to be unhealthy, that they are going to grow up to be not adjusted and
Right.
these kind of things. But it's like saying you're going to if you sign up to cycle that you're going to do steroids, or if you're a football player
Exactly.
that you're going to beat up your
Exactly.
girlfriend. Like that's not
Right,
the case. But gaming gets the negative stereotypes associated with it much more so than football or any of these other things. So we're just trying to re-educate and kind of help people understand that done with balance, video games can be a constructive part of your life.
Right. Overwatch, one of the big names, one of the big games when it comes to esports. It's out there. It has that, that pull, that push. You're at the game gym. The kids, you guys are mentoring and kind of coaching them to get into the esports scene. How do you then relay that to parents? Because I know parents will just see it. Oh, it's just a video game. They're wasting their time.
It's
I
such
know.
a weird experience,
I know it's
man.
different.
Yeah.
You know it's different.
Oh, yeah.
But how do you relay that to the parents?
Yeah, having my niece, she's about 5 years old, right? And she loves Fortnite. She loves Overwatch, and she's played a little games of League of Legends as well too. So
Wow.
I mean,
5 years old.
5 years old. Yeah,
Wow.
she loves esports. It's something about this generation that's coming through that's just
That is
really,
true.
It's just bred into them, right? When I was growing up, when you were growing up, right? Like we had going to the arcade. We had our games were like TMNT 1989 or the Simpsons arcade game and
Yes.
stuff like that too. Like that was our way of esports, but it was never regulated, right?
Right.
So I think Josh described it bestly during our seminar here as well, is that it's kind of like in the sense where I was growing up, you were growing up, we had sports. I played a lot of baseball growing up, and that was regulated. Through this area, we have OBGC, which is really, really good only boys and girls club as well over there in Olney, Maryland, right next door. And it helps out just regulate kids for getting ready into the sports, like whether that be high school, college, or whether that's professional leagues as well. That's what the game gym is for as well. And I think just to touch that little bridge and build it for parents to understand,
Right.
I think it's just so beautiful and it's so helpful because it gives you something tangible to hold on to, right? Because I could come up to your door and I could try to sell what esports is and
Right.
be like, well, we got 12 computers where you can just come and play video games and learn to play at a collegiate level.
Right.
I would go way over your head, but at the end of the day, what it is we're giving not only you and the kid a place to grow and learn into a growing and booming industry such as esports. We're also describing how it is and how it plays out in later stages of its life as well. First, you learn the game, then you see what's there.
All right, so Ian, so when the kids come to the game gym, what are you looking for them to get out of the game gym?
Okay, so here at the Game Gym, we focus a lot on the X's and O's, but also we like to educate kids on some of the intangibles, whether it's communication, whether or not it's good gaming habits, good winning correctly and losing correctly. So those are some of the big things that we focus on here. We also like to educate the kids on other opportunities involved in the gaming industry or in esports specifically that may not necessarily deal with the competition element of it itself.
So I know one of the things you said, you go and you talk to the schools. From the parent aspect, why should the parents get their kids involved with a game gym?
Well, it's the same reason you would involve any kid with any sport. We're here to teach them not only how to have fun, but how to better themselves, how to learn discipline, and generally how to push themselves. Because that's all life is. It's finding what you enjoy and going, oh, how can I make this the best for me that I possibly can?
Wow. Now, also, I know it's around the room. One of the things that you see is about telling the kids never to give up, or it was win, lose. No, actually, yeah. We never lose. We either win or learn.
Yeah.
I know myself and my wife, we have our son. Actually, all our kids play games. But explain to me, how do you teach the kids how to lose correctly? Because that's a tough lesson to learn.
Yeah. I think one of the things is that people think about it in terms of this one game, this one match.
Yes.
And I kind of want people to think about it over the course of a season. So it doesn't matter whether you win today or lose today because we're going to be playing 50,000 matches over the next couple months.
Right.
So, if you celebrate every win like it's Super Bowl, and if you cry at every loss like it's, like heartbreak,
Losing the Super Bowl.
Losing the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
exactly. Then, not only is it exhausting emotionally, but you won't be the competitor because you're a good competitor because you're not thinking about things in the correct lens. We're helping people understand that this is over the course of the season. You're going to win a lot, you're going to lose a lot.
Right.
And that's okay because you're always striving towards that goal. So I think it's easier to swallow. If you think about that loss in that one moment, yeah, it's devastating. But if you think about that loss in the collection of a lifetime of playing games, it doesn't seem as drastic.
Right. Okay. And one more thing.
Sure.
So here you are. You talk to some of the parents. So for the parents out there, what do you want them to know about the game gym?
Wow.
I know.
So much.
I know. And
so
you
much.
only have as long as
Yeah.
you want to talk.
I just think the main thing is that we could do this differently. The analogy that I keep using is football. So imagine if we taught our kids how to play football, like
Right.
giving them a football, telling them to go out on the field and saying good luck.
Wow. No.
No education
Yeah.
on how to hit, no
Yep.
education on how to run plays, no education on how to act. They'd kill themselves
Exactly,
and each other.
yeah, right.
That's what we're doing with video game education right now. We're not teaching our kids. There's no mentors. There's no person with good intentions who is helping your daughter or son try to navigate this world.
Right.
And so our program is we're teaching the X's and O's, but we're also providing mentors and coaches for our kids so that, people start acting up. Your coach says, "Hey, Timmy, that's not how we act here."
Oh, Timmy, always acting like that.
Always Timmy.
Always
always Timmy. But yeah, it's that we have to teach kids better. Technology and video games are part of life. We
Right.
can't ignore them.
That's true.
So what we have to do is we have to learn a better way to educate, and that is what the Game Gym does. We are revolutionizing how we teach video games.
Awesome. Hey, Josh, thank you again.
Of course.
Game Gym again. Awesome. You can definitely find Game Gym. They're everywhere.
Yup.
They're on Twitter. They're on Facebook.
Yup. At the Game Gym. Twitter is Game Gym Esports, and our website is GameGym.com.
All right. Make sure you check them out.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Peace.